This story is called Spider and Chameleon. It was told by a schoolboy at Nalerigu and taken down by his school teacher Mr. Nantoma and submitted for a folktale competition. The animals decided to gather together and live in houses and make a village. So they all built their houses. And one day the chief said, "I want to build a better meeting hall in my house." Now, to understand this story, you have to know that a meeting hall is a big round room built into the wall of the chief's compound, so that there's a door on the inside and a door on the outside, and the chief can meet his people without them having to pass through his domestic part. It's a big room. "Now I'm going to build a new meeting hall," said the chief. "So I want all of you to go out into the bush and cut a middle stick and bring it in. When I look at the middle sticks, I'll judge them and decide which one's best." Another footnote. With these round rooms, you're probably used to seeing in many parts of Africa a cylindrical wall with a conical thatch roof. What you may not know is that if it gets more than 3.5 meters in diameter, the roof is not very safe unless you put a big, solid, upright stick right in the middle of the point, buried in the ground and supporting the top where all the rafters join together. That's what I'm calling a middle stick. "I want you all to bring me middle sticks," said the chief. "And I'll judge which one's best, and the one who's brought that one I will reward by giving him my beautiful, talented daughter to be his wife." So everybody went off into the bush. It's not so easy to find these middle sticks. It's much more difficult to find a long, straight pole with a fork at the end than to get the smaller rafters for the thatch. So they were searching and searching and really getting tired out. Everybody strained and tried all they could to get the best middle stick. But it was Chameleon, who was a really ambitious and careful worker, whose middle stick was judged to be the best, and the chief gave him the beautiful daughter to be his wife. Now Mr. Spider was not pleased about this. He was not pleased at all. He muttered and groaned and reckoned that Chameleon had cheated and that his stick was really better than the one that won, and so on and so forth and so on and so forth. He decided that Chameleon really didn't have to have this beautiful wife, and he was going to get her out of Chameleon's house and reverse the decision. So the next few days, in the hot part of the day when nobody much was out and about, and when the cows were out in the bush trying to find some forage, if you'd been near the cattle kraals, you might have seen Mr. Spider going round with a bucket and picking up the dried cow dung from the kraal. He took it home, put a bit of water with it and squidged it and pounded it to make a real yucky, gooey mess. Then in the night he went over to Chameleon's house towards the end of the night, as it was beginning to get towards dawn. The front door of the compound was of course locked up. It's only open during daytime hours. But old Spider-Man doesn't have any difficulty walking up walls, does he? So off he goes round the back, clambers over the compound wall into the courtyard, and tiptoes to Chameleon's sleeping room. He opens the door very carefully and goes inside. He takes his bucket of cow dung mix and pours it down right behind Chameleon's bottom. Tiptoed away, threw the bucket over the wall into the bush, tiptoed back, As it was beginning to get light and people were beginning to stir, you would hear Spider shouting, "Hey, beautiful lady, pretty lady, come here, look! Oh, it's horrible, come and do something! Your husband has shat himself in the night! Oh, come and clear it up, it's dreadful!" And the new wife came. She looked in the sleeping room. Oh, what a disgusting sight! She went right back to her own room, packed up her things, stomped out of Chameleon's house and went back to her father's house and told him what a dreadful, slovenly, repulsive sort of person Chameleon was. Chameleon didn't really know how to stand up for himself, so he lost what he'd gained. The moral of this story is, if you don't know how to fight your corner, you'll lose much more than you gain.